Hello, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Finger points to the sky for a new episode of the FIFA 22 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Welcome to episode number, Episode 32 today on this fine Wednesday. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your week. Don't forget, you've now reached the hump of the weekend. You're going to go over that hump and it's plain sailing towards the weekend. We love to hear it. So if you could start today's episode by doing me a huge favour, and it's a really small favour in all honesty, just hitting that thumbs up button, or absolutely smashing that thumbs up button. 6,000 likes is your target. Thank you very much for all of your crazy support. I think we've just had the best month the channel's ever had. So I'm very appreciative of you guys right now, to see the growth, to see the level of views that the series is getting. That makes me really happy and know that we're going in the right direction. So yeah, I mean, getting on into the actual episode itself, we've got this team that we put together now, which doesn't feature anyone like absolutely rapid. It doesn't have my Raheem Sterling. It doesn't have my Ousmane Dembele. So are we doing it wrong, or is it an okay squad? You know, should we be showcasing the fact that we've got a Red Depay, putting him in the squad to hopefully make people a little bit nervous? Or should we just make sure he's on the bench and bring him on as a super sub and then try and use literally the fast players with all the skill moves and stuff right now? I don't know. It's up to you guys. But as you can see, a few objectives have been completed here. And I wanted to get the, oh God, I think it's called like Heroic Heights. I wanted to get this done because I'd randomly just done some of it anyway, but I put together the correct squad with the correct amount of nations or whatever in it for to get this stuff done, because I wanted to get the lone hero. I wanted to get a lone FUT hero. It's a player pick apparently. It's quite, for me, that's quite interesting, exciting. I want to bring that into the series and try and get someone quite cool. So for the squad that I was using in squad battles, as you can see, we brought in Red Oyazabal. I think that's how you pronounce his name, with a little bit of the, you can even add the lisp to it, Oyazabal. Is that correct? Anyone Spanish out there know if my pronunciation's any good? I'm curious. But yeah, I put together this squad here because I needed like a Frenchman, a German, and a Spaniard in the squad. So I just needed to add that Spaniard in there. And after playing just a couple games of squad battles, sort of completely on autopilot mode, not even focusing on getting to like 5-0 or whatever, just playing it to play it, to get it done. And I didn't really want to like overdo my player bios. I didn't want to like make them seem like they've got like 400 goals in 12 matches, because that just looks a little bit weird, doesn't it? But we get the FUT Heroes Club kit, which actually looks quite nice. Might throw that one on actually, because we've had the ones to watch kit on for a few days. Maybe it's time to have a little bit of a change up. Maybe, yeah, we've had it on for over a week now, I think. And we get one of 3 loans. So who would you pick out of Tim Cahill, Al Jaber, and Joe Cole? I've gone Joe Cole. I just think that was the wisest choice. Premier League, I know Tim Cahill is as well, but apparently Joe Cole is working again. Whatever he had, there was a bug with him, wasn't there? He was invisible or something like that. I don't know. And he wasn't able to actually play in any games. But if we can get him, bring him into the squad, I think that's not too bad. So I've also got my first VIP area, which I don't really know what that is. It's just vanity stuff for the stadium, isn't it? I'll put it on at some point. Forgot to for this episode though, in all honesty. It doesn't, the stadium stuff doesn't bother me too much. I do try and change it every now and again, but you know, I unlocked a Zidane tifo that I've sort of forgotten to put on as well. I did want that though. We get a couple of Uruguayans in this little pack here. I was quite happy to pack Valverde actually. That's a nice, it's a nice one to have just as an untradeable. I know he's not worth a whole ton anymore. We literally used him for the end of our weekend league, but we've now got Frankie de Jong. But it's good to have Valverde to put on the bench maybe. Him and like Renato Sanchez, pretty good players to bring on, I would say. Although that area for me is pretty stacked because we've got Pogba sat on the bench as well. We've got lots of attacking players and lots of good midfielders, but I haven't really got any defenders on the bench. Might need to try and think about that, whether I have to go out and purchase something or whether or not I just make use of, you know, I just pack Gaia. Maybe he goes on the bench. I don't know, but I need to get someone OP there because I actually tend to get players sent off quite often. and I've ended up playing centre midfielders at centre back, and that's not really the one, is it? So I need to. We had Koulibaly on our bench, but then I submitted him into an SBC. So I need to get someone that's like viable and actually usable, and stick them on the bench so that I've got some sort of cover there for if I do end up getting a red card or something like that. So we pack a little Gosens here from one of the reward packs from something. I did a few of the little challenge SBCs, realised that I do have some stuff in my club to be able to complete SBCs like that, because they weren't asking for a whole bunch. They might have been asking for some rares, but this one, like right here, it's just worth a 2-player pack, but it's just some bronzes, and you know, it wasn't even a full squad, so I thought, I'll put it together, see what we can get. For me, the fact that we only got like Ladero, so what? I could discard him if I wanted to. They're tradable. Or just turn a bunch of bronzes into a couple of golds. It's absolutely fine. So then, into some division rivals we go. Again, need to test this team out to make sure that Depay and Fekir are kind of the ones. You know, are they good? Are they worthy of being in the starting 11? Am I still getting on really well with Benzema and Alexander Isak and stuff? Like, is there anywhere which I need to consider changing, or would this be a strong weekend league lineup? Or should I say playoffs lineup, you know, because I've got to play them. I'll probably play them in like tomorrow's episode and need to get them done, and hopefully, you know, first time round, just get into the weekend league, no worries, no stress. Kind of need to take a different stance looking at those playoffs, you know. I've seen quite a lot of debate, healthy debate on Twitter, about what's harder, the playoffs, like the qualifiers, or the weekend league itself. And I would say that the consensus on Twitter is that the qualifiers are more difficult because the stress is on. You have to win 5 out of 9, which hasn't been too difficult for us. It's been a little bit of a, you know, stressful time, but we've got it done both weeks in a row so far. And then in the weekend league, the rewards are pretty good everywhere, that it doesn't really matter even if you went 0 and 20, and people are a bit more chill, I guess, until you get to the latter stages against the really good players. I'm still finding both of them fairly difficult, but when I see some of my mates on Twitter like writing stuff, and they're like, or other content creators and stuff writing stuff where they're like, yeah, I mean, I've lost like 2 games in the qualifiers. They're dead easy. They're just super simple. I don't know whether to take that as they're just confident and they're just like, yeah, I can. These aren't seeded. These are up against anyone. I could probably win these no problem. Or whether they are just way better FIFA players than me. I don't know. It's a difficult one. But I'm also noticing quite a lot of content creators filling into that rank 2 or even the rank 1, like the 16 wins in the weekend league, which I don't think I'll be able to do this year. I think 12 I will be able to accomplish. Like, we could have possibly got it this week if I didn't bottle it so hard. For those of you that don't know, I didn't actually tell you this. I played all my games on Friday. So I got all of my games done, which is why in the latter stages, my form was quite high and I probably played up against some other very good players. So if I'd stretched it out across the weekend and didn't have any plans or anything, then, you know, I might have been able to stretch out and get that 12 wins, which is definitely a goal of mine. I want to aim to try and get the 12 wins. I think maybe we should set like the overall goal of this year's FIFA to possibly get that 16 wins rank 1. Like, I don't class myself as a good enough FIFA player to get the best possible rewards, but if we went on an absolute stormer one week, there's a chance that we could possibly do that. So I'd love to think that there's a chance that maybe I could get there this year if I improve enough, and if I, you know, manage to get my team up to the levels where we can have some of these crazy players like Mbappe, like some icons and stuff like that. Because I love my team at the moment. I think it's very good, and it does stack up quite well against most of the teams I play against. But of course, I think once you get to that crunch point, that difficult time where you face other players when you're at high form, that's when, if they've got Neymar and Mbappe or Ronaldo or whatever, that's when they're going to just get the better of you, you know, because, yeah, you might be fairly level in terms of playing ability, but they've just got those extra players that you can't quite compete against, and that makes it a loss for you and a win for them. So hopefully that evens itself out as the year goes on with all the promos and whatnot. Hopefully we get some cool cards that I can, you know, we tend to get some pretty good pulls throughout the year, so I'm hoping that that happens again this year. And if I can back a Team of the Year Ronaldo again this year, that would be great. I don't even know. Did he have a good enough season to get in Team of the Year? I don't know. But if I get one of the big Team of the Years in January or whatever, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So, obviously I've been waffling through some Rivals matches here. Some wins, some draws, some losses. It doesn't matter too much. I'm just playing this because I'm actively enjoying playing the game right now. And I actually sit there and think, I want to play a game of FIFA, which doesn't always happen for me. You know, this is my job at the end of the day. So sometimes, you know, it gets a bit like, oh, do I have to do that? But, you know, at the moment, I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm just getting games in when I fancy it, you know. And that obviously then provides the content. And if we can push our way up, if we can work towards getting quite a lot more Rivals games played, one, we'll get to the 90 game milestone, which means I'll get the best possible reward pack at the end of the FUT season or whatever. And two, we can work our way up towards like the better divisions, the higher divisions for better weekly rewards. And I don't know, do I see myself ever as an elite division player? I guess at some point it might happen. If I go on the right string of like lucky games or whatever, it might happen. I doubt it'll happen like this season or anything, but at the start of every new season, I guess we're not all going to be back at Division 10. They're going to knock us all down like 1 or 2 divisions or something, right? So if you start a 90-day season, or whatever it is that right? Might not be right. It might be a... No, it's not. It's like 40-odd days, isn't it? Then yeah, I might be able to push my way up into that rank just naturally, like later on in the game, because more people that you come up against will be of your skill level as opposed to like way better than you than they are at the start of the game when things haven't quite filtered through yet. So I'm 3-0 down in this one and I got a red card. However, we score a little volley there. It is, I think that was that Fekir or was that Depay? I don't know which one scored that, but it was a nice goal nonetheless. We lose 3-1 in this one, and I think I just lost my chance. Yeah, I could have got into the next rank. Could have got in Div 3 rank 2 there, which would have been another slightly better reward for us in like tomorrow's, you know, when we get Division Rivals rewards. So that would have been lovely. Unfortunately, we lost, though. And I think that game would have also put me onto a hot streak. So at that point, it's kind of key to keep winning. But look at the dribbling there from Isaac. Really, really nice. LB. Feather the LB button and maneuver inside the box. And if you can do it right, you can send your opponent for a hot dog. And you can end up getting a nice goal from it. But I can see the low-driven shot to Lukaku there. I mean, my shot that I scored was a low-driven. So maybe he was like, anything you can do, I can do better. But it didn't take long for Kevin De Bruyne to get a nice green time finesse. That's the sort of angle and distance that I think they should still go in if you hit them green, of course. But yeah, back to 2-2 at half-time. I've had the majority of the shots and possession. I would say that this game is for the taking. I just need to make sure I don't leak any goals and actually can score them at the other end again. So I get through, score a lovely goal with Isaac. He is phenomenal on this game. I don't know how likely he is to get any sort of upgrade, but his card is totally worth it right now, even without the upgrades. It's for the start of the game. It's a ridiculous card. 6'4", 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, and 88 pace, and like with a finisher chemistry style, his shooting and dribbling are both like in the 90s. It's actually kind of nuts. Little bit of a gem card there that I think maybe some people might overlook because like the nation or the club or something. But in all honesty, what a card. What an absolute player on this game. So I was 5-3 up. Or 5-2 up, and then he got a goal back to make it 5-3. And then like I was genuinely on autopilot towards the end of this game. So he gets a goal to make it 5-4. But literally as soon as I kick off, the whistle goes and the game is done, and we come away with a victory again in Rivals. So that sets me back up to you know, 1 win away from hitting that Div 3 rank 2. And we'll go into one final game here and hope that we can get it done. 90 Henry though, and Fekir, and Chouameni, and I think there was a Diop, the new Diop centre-back card as well. But 3 minutes on the clock. Nice little ball in from Benzema, and I think it's, yeah, KDB to strike it home. Been absolutely loving De Bruyne, by the way. What a player, what a card. So good as my ball-playing centre midfielder. I love him in the squad. I really, really do. But I give away a penalty and my opponent scores from it with Thierry. However, I run up the other end and I cross it in and get a little headed goal from Benzema. And then this is the pace from Isaac, the ability from him to chip that goalkeeper nicely. Finally, I think, getting hang of my chip shots. You got to put quite a lot of power on them, but don't put too much because then it's going to absolutely fly over. But then Thierry Henry got past my defender like that and then struck the low-driven shot past my goalkeeper, almost underneath Ter Stegen. Kind of think my goalie should have saved that. But it was a good shot type from obviously a very high-rated and good player in this game, Henry, who does make it 3-3 in the 69th minute. But I'm not having any of that, so I run up the other end and kick-off goal in with Isaac. A couple of minutes later, I find myself back in the lead, and then I brought on Sterling, I brought on Ousmane Dembele. We knock it over to Fekir here, and we just dink the goalkeeper, and it goes in off that side netting there. We get a two-goal lead, and we win the game 5-3. So yes, we finally do progress from Div 3 rank 3 up to Div 3 rank 2. And that's 2 wins in a row. So if I can win my next one, I will be on a hot streak, and I'll move up by 2 little segments, and we'll be, then we'll possibly be like 1 game away from Div 3 rank 1. So it's looking likely that we can get 2 untradeable 50k packs and then 20,000 coins, or 1 tradable, 1 untradable, and then 5,500 coins. Probably just take the 20k coins and 2 untradeable packs, because then those packs have the guaranteed minimum of 83 or whatever, whereas it doesn't seem to be like that in the tradable ones. So we could get good untradeable cards and 20,000 coins. I'd be happy with that, And genuinely, the team's good. I like the fact that we've flipped over Depay and Fekir. Playing them on their strong-footed side means that, I don't know, it's just working better. I don't know why that is, because I like to cut back and then cross in from the, cut back onto someone's strong foot. But at the moment, it's working a treat. They seem to have enough pace. They seem to have great shooting, good dribbling. They're not as blisteringly quick as Sterling and Dembele, but to have 1 or 2 of those on the bench, maybe sell 1 to make some money back, it's pretty good, in all honesty. I have to say, it is really pretty good. So yeah, I mean, the squad, tasty. Absolutely looking awesome for a road to glory right now after like 30 days. We'll see how it can progress. If the Rivals rewards are good to us, then maybe we get something cool for the upcoming Weekend League. Tomorrow, I will play my playoffs for you and see if we can make it in first time, or if we bottle it and not playing the Weekend League. That would be a shame, but I guess it will happen at some point. I'm sure I'll bottle it at some point. But yeah, fingers crossed that it's all good and we can get into the Weekend League tomorrow. Guys, thank you for watching. If you could do me a huge favour and smash that thumbs up button, that'd be awesome. 5, even 6,000 likes would be the way to go. Let's get that like target smashed. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. The links are down below, of course. Just click on them and follow me over there. And other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take it easy. Stay safe and healthy. I'll be back once again tomorrow with another episode for you. Peace.